Hello friends, this is Manish Gupta. This is video number 4. Today we are going to talk about the sudden movement of Bitcoin Cash in the market, which has moved to number 2 in the charts for the cryptocurrencies, and the market capitalization as it stands is 29 billion, and it has moved ahead of Ethereum, which is standing at around 28 billion. So this is just phenomenal. And what's really happening here, why there's a sudden surge from around 300 odd dollars to suddenly to 1732 I'm looking at right now, which is like six time more. So 6x, 7x from it was few months back, and then suddenly the Bitcoin price is dropping down from what it was. It's hit 7,800 something, and then it's currently trading at around 6,167. So let's first understand where we are today. So today in next 10 hours, there would be a Bitcoin gold that will be released to the public, as they are launching their mainnet. And at the same time, there are kind of movements in a way where Segwit 2x being recently got cancelled. So these are the two main things happening in the cryptocurrency and primarily around the Bitcoin ecosystem, where Bitcoin 2x, the Segwit 2x got cancelled. So why the sudden drift towards the Bitcoin Cash? So the Segwit 2x, which just got cancelled, was going to increase the block size from 1 meg to 2 meg. But if you look at Bitcoin Cash, it's already has got a block size of 8 meg. So that solves that problem for the people. Rather than sticking on to the Bitcoin, I think they are moving on to the Bitcoin Cash because there's a huge number of similarities there. The another thing is, in terms of the time interval between the blocks. So in Bitcoin Cash, they had adjustment to that as well. So I think it can take a little bit less time, or maybe a lot less time as well, or maybe longer as well, from Bitcoin, because Bitcoin wants to stay at that 10 minutes per block as a main philosophy, and that's what it was designed for. So I think this is a time to maybe step back and really understand something around the money itself. So two key fundamentals, which we all know, just to remind you. So, and then try to put it into context here. So one thing is, it's kind of anything can be used for store of value or store of money. And then another one is the transactions, to support the transactions, to pay somebody or to buy something. So you're paying, or somebody is taking money from you, transacting with you for the goods and services. So if you look at like how I see this thing is, as now that the Bitcoin is primarily will be used for um, the the store of value. And the reason is that if you try to make a transaction, and it will take minimum 10 minutes if it's captured in the next block, a little bit more, or sometimes it may even take hours depending upon how much fee you want to pay. So if you can adjust the fee, all the fee, even if you pay the maximum fee as well, then it's very nominal as compared to what the current financial institution charges you. But if you look at really um, the fee is low, but you can still make your fee really really low. And then the one more key thing is that the fee itself is not determined based on the value of transaction. So it's all about how much you pay and how long it will take to transact. But still, it's much more faster than the current institution, which takes days and days. Here we're talking about maybe few hours to few minutes kind of scenario. So Bitcoin itself if it's used as a store of value for the money, as an asset, then imagine that you don't need to really move money very, very fast, even if it takes an hour. If you're paying somebody from your asset or so, it's fine, because investors want to invest into it and keep it for n number of years. So if it's take few hours to transact after few years, you don't mind. Secondly, the thing is that, as an investor, the value of the cryptocurrency is going to go high, so you are actually making an investment as well. So in that scenario, Bitcoin just still fits just fine. But if you want to start transacting with it and you want to pay using Bitcoin, it is going to take a long time. So you don't want to wait for an hour. If you're transacting and you're buying something, you need to close this transaction really quickly. So Bitcoin Cash can be really happily doing that for you in much more less time than Bitcoin probably. And it can have much more capacity for number of transactions to be taken as well. So I think that's where that split is happening right now within the market sentiments, and where the markets are drifting, or the investors are drifting, or miners are drifting. So there's a lot of mining is now going in the Bitcoin Cash area, where I can see the volume in terms of the money itself is 11 billion in last 24 hours for Bitcoin Cash, versus Bitcoin is around 8 billion. So it's surpassed now. I don't know whether it's just a surge. We can clearly see maybe the hash power moving towards Bitcoin Cash for transactional purposes by the miners. So that's how I see what's really happening right now. It will be interesting to keep on watching for next few kind of days and weeks how things span out. And Bitcoin Gold already has increased in value in terms of the futures, because it's not really released yet for public. So in next 10 hours when it gets released, it will be really good to see when Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Gold come into play. Then how it will change the dynamics and the economics of the cryptocurrency, especially the Bitcoin offsprings, I would call, which are its own forks, where one of the child is already being getting a lot of traction and increasing in value, Bitcoin Cash. And when the one which is Bitcoin Gold will come into play, and not only the miners, when the normal people like you and me should be able to start mining again as well, how it's going to change that scenario. It's going to be absolutely wonderful times going forward, and very interesting times, very volatile times. And it will be interesting to watch how market really moves. So thank you, friends. I'll probably talk about some other topic, interesting topic, next time. I wasn't sure last time what I'm going to talk about, and I think it's good that I didn't commit it to something, because I find this is the most interesting thing. So before I upload my next video, I will keep an eye, and whenever I feel there is something really convincing, I will come back and upload one more video. So thanks for listening, guys. Cheers.